So I know that in one of my last stories, I was going to talk about authority, how it doesn't exist really, and how people, they have this belief in authority or authority figures or entities. And I decided I'm going to do something different. Instead of talk about that, I can talk about that at a different time, but I'd rather take on an authority figure or entity, rather put my money where my mouth is, because I would never ask somebody or ask other human beings to do something that I wouldn't do. So we're going to call the FCC Operations Center. I think a couple days ago on my lunch break, I actually just called the FCC and I talked to an agent, left my own recording. But I'm very, very serious about this. This is something that every human being can connect on a level. Unless you're in the jungle, even sometimes some people in the jungle can understand kind of what's going on with the different frequencies and how they're imposing or intruding on our environment and our bodies, and how they're actually, when you have, a potential technology that has the potential of molding and influencing the way that human species develop, that's an ethical issue. That's something that needs to be looked at, and that's something that shouldn't just be regulated. It should be researched extensively, so that I can sleep at night and know that I can align properly with my environment and how it was supposed to be, not from some other entity that has different agendas, monetary means, power and control, in part of Big Brother government. I don't want that shit imposed on me or future generations or any other human species, because if one person suffers, we all suffer. That's it. That's it. So I'm gonna record my call with the FCC 24-hour operations emergency center. We'll see what happens from there. And the thing is like, I've worked in the military before, and I've understand how organizations kind of function together intricately on large scale. Excuse me. I have an apple cider raspberry vinegar drink. It's not beer. Maybe I should get a beer, but I have worked in the military and understand how there's these different organizations, whether they're civilian or military, and they are what's that word? Compartmentalized. Very compartmentalized. That's a big communication thing within the military. That's probably one of its biggest problems. But also it trickles down into civilian and government world as well. So it's funny because a lot of times when you're in the military, you're put in this situation where people expect you to know exactly what's going on. And you should. It's part of your job, and it's part of the commanding officer to explain all of their my first word was subordinates, but nobody is insubordinate or subordinate, so it's I don't know, what a weird word, but it's just, you're supposed to explain to your soldiers like exactly what's going on, and everybody should have the same understanding of the group picture. So I'm kind of curious as to what this person who I'm going to come in contact with and their knowledge, because I can guarantee you, well, I can't guarantee you, but I'm 90% sure that when I call these people, they will probably just, they'll probably hang up. Or they won't take responsibility, or they're just going to follow their orders or do what they're told, because that's the only thing you can do at that point. Because if you're functioning in a job where you're just like, well, I got to do my job, do what I'm told, and you're not there for your own specific purpose and understanding, and your heart's not in it, you're not going to understand or take your job really seriously. You're not going to really be grounded there. You're not going to care. You're just there to make money and maybe provide for your family or yourself. That's it. You're based in a survival scenario. You're not concerned for the welfare of other human beings. You're just there for the welfare of yourself. But I'm not going to I'm not going to put that perspective on this person yet because I haven't even called. So here we go. Jesus Christ, I'm already 6 minutes in and I just rambled a little bit. But so this is the FCC 24/7 Operations Center. Emergencies, it says. Okay? Cheers. Oh, maybe we should just ask our higher selves or our creator to help us kind of guide us through this very dark time within the human species. And by dark, I mean probably incompetence, probably complacency, and probably just fear in general. People fear what they don't know, and a lot of times they don't know what is going on with this technology. And they just push it off on their kids. Everybody understands the kids should know, but again, like I said, let spirit guides or universe help us guide us through this scenario. So here we go.
FCC Emergency Operations.
Hi, I kind of had a few questions. This isn't like an emergency as in a life or death scenario, but it's kind of like an ethical emergency in accordance with the FCC. So I was looking at your guys' wireless device and health concerns, and basically what's happening is the FCC is supposedly regulating and allowing a technology that hasn't been properly studied or researched in accordance with what's going to happen with the human health and welfare of human species, let alone a newborn child or a developing brain.
Okay, let me give you a number to call tomorrow morning. This is the wrong number for that.
Okay, well, this is the emergency number, correct?
Yes, for police departments, fire departments, and U.S. Coast Guard and 911 call centers.
Okay, do you know if there's an ethical department for ethical
That number I give you will be able to tell you who you need to contact or if they can't answer your questions.
Okay. I'm ready.
Okay, it's 888-225
Okay.
5322.
Okay.
And you want option 1 and then option 0.
And then option 0.
Yeah, 1 and then 0, and they open at 8 o'clock Eastern time.
Alrighty. Sorry
okay.
about the late call. I'm on the West Coast right now.
Okay.
Is there any way that I can directly contact and call one of the commissioners or the chairman?
That they'll be able to tell you that tomorrow. You can ask them that number at that number.
All right.
Okay.
Can I get your name?
Ron.
Ron. Okay. All right, Ron. If I don't get any answers, you're gonna get a call back from me again tomorrow. So.
All right, and you'll get the same answer. I'm just telling you, there's nothing we can do here in this office since we don't deal with any of that.
Okay. Then.
If you're not fire department or police department or a 911 call center, we don't handle those issues here.
Okay, well, I called this number because it said emergencies and it was 24/7. And to be honest,
public safety, fire and police.
Okay, this is a public safety
emergency. Consumer. The number I gave you is consumer issues. That's who you need to speak with.
Okay, I'm not a consumer. I'm a human.
Everybody that's not a public safety entity are consumers.
Okay, if that's how we want to see the world, that's fine. I'll give you a call back.
Okay, have a good night.
All right, you too. Well, that one Well, I guess I'm gonna call that number tomorrow. I'm gonna see what number he gave me to call. Wow, they just basically ran me around the fucking ringer. That's not even the correct options to call, because basically this gave me the fucking consumer fucking call, and it just reruns the same route to acquire or go through the agents, and then I get the same fucking responses. But, you know, again, this is war. This is cyber war. This is cyber, spiritual, psychological, physical, emotional war on the human species. You heard him say that clearly this is a consumer issue, and I told him clearly this was a human issue. So this terminology actually I ran into with the military. Terminology, you know, it's very easy to separate yourself from the actual reality and mass of an emergency or situation by saying, you know, it's not a human, it's a citizen, it's a soldier, it's something that's not a human. Anything that's when you can't make that connection, anything to disconnect yourself from just on the equal level of being a human. It's very what's the word? Not disassociated. Disassociative. I'll figure it out. I have a post about it on my Instagram, believe it or not. Again, you can follow my Instagram. It's Commander Lace, Commander_Lace. Where is it? Cognitive dissonance. That's what it is. Cognitive dissonance. People convince themselves of false truths because of cognitive dissonance. When a verified piece of information threatens someone's worldview or self-concept, an uncomfortable tension occurs from having two conflicting thoughts, and the brain works to avoid discomfort by resolving the conflict because the actual facts cannot be changed. One either has to change their own mind or continue to accept the false truths through reinterpretation and irrational behavior. And the latter is typically much easier to do. I don't want to do the latter. I want to mold the trajectory in which the human species is going into a better outcome. And that better outcome is informed consent, just knowledge and information and wisdom, along with morality and ethics and heart-based intelligence, holistic heart-based intelligence. So again, my previous video you can look at talks about what you can do, and you know, just keep continuing to bring awareness with this huge thing to other people. The awareness and the complacency that is occurring with our technology that is also influencing the human species on such a level that we can't even fully grasp it yet. And like I said, in that recording or that interaction with that male named Ron, he couldn't really grasp the whole like responsibility of it. It's an emergency. It's an ethical emergency. So nobody really wants to take on that because they're scared. But I'm here to show you that you should face your fears, because, you know, I always kind of go like, yeah, it is me, and I can just sulk and stay in the corner and not do anything about it, but I can't do that to other people. I don't know. I have a problem with caring too much about others, and that's something that I have to overcome. And it's okay to care, but it's very hard for me. It's selfish of me to I don't know, I'm not okay with others suffering, and that's, some people choose suffering, and I know that that's their choice, but I'm still in a process of trying to at least provide a choice or a platform for there to be a choice for people to know that there's a different option than just sitting and sulking and suffering and thinking that everything is just happening to you and you have no control. And you do have control. You just need to remember who you are and that you're part of creation. Not man-made creation, not this social engineered shit that humans have got themselves into, but you're part of creation. There's unlimited potentiality, unlimited creative potential. You can alter and change your circumstance at any point, but you just gotta make the decision. Alright, I'm gonna end this video. Again, you can look for more of my other videos on Commander Lace, or you can email me at commanderlace@gmail.com, or find me on YouTube or Instagram. Thank you. I hope you have a good day. This isn't over.